Well, Wall Street is at it again. This video is specific to GME, which is GameStop's ticker on stocks, and I'll get to in just a minute what this has to do with crypto. But moral of this story right now that's going on is if you've been hiding under a rock and you're not up to date on the news, the GME GameStop saga has reignited as the stock has jumped over 100% in the past week. Now, for those of you that did not see the movie, I think it's on Netflix right now, but the movie called Dumb Money, basically it's a similar style movie to The Big Short about the GameStop saga, which happened with someone named Roaring Kitty, aka Deep Effing Value, aka Keith Gill. And it's actually a decent movie that goes into the saga of how this all happened, all the corruption that happened. Long story short, if you don't want to see the movie, which goes into greater detail, and it goes into systemically how corrupt the Wall Street system currently is, and the government that has oversight over this just kind of looking the other way when the big investors or the big Wall Street hedge funds start doing things that are illegal. Basically what's happening here is, as of today, as of shooting this, E-Trade, which is owned by Morgan Stanley, one of the largest Wall Street firms in New York, basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to threaten Keith Gill, or Roaring Kitty as he's known, to being kicked off the platform due to, quote, market manipulation. Now, if you followed the story in the past and you know, and you've seen the movie, you'll know that it's actually hypocrisy because they're the ones that had market manipulation, not this guy Roaring Kitty. Basically, this guy's like a hero. He basically went on Reddit and joined Wall Street Bets. Basically got a massive following. I mean, millions of people that bought GameStop during the pandemic and were trying to short squeeze these large hedge funds, and eventually actually bankrupted one of them, and then one of the larger ones that were in on it bailed him out. But it ended up going through congressional hearings to see about market manipulation from the side of Robinhood, who paused selling, but you could buy, all sorts of crazy things. So basically, after it was all said and done, no one got in trouble. People lost millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, and basically no consequences for the Wall Street firms. However, Roaring Kitty, who spoke before Congress, basically said, I did nothing wrong. There was no market manipulation on my part. I just posted on YouTube and on Reddit what I liked and showed my balances and was very transparent about what I was doing, where I was at, how much money I made, how much money I lost. Ended up getting a whole cultural movement and army for people that just were so fed up with the corruption of all these rich billionaires trying to put companies out of business. And he just believed in it, and he got this monumental following. Go watch the movie Dumb Money when you have a chance. It goes into the full story. But this was in 2020 and 2021 where this whole movement happened. After that was all said and done, Roaring Kitty disappeared from YouTube, from Reddit for years and years and years. Fast forward to now, in 2024, he's back. He started cryptically posting tweets and memes and is active again on Reddit, alluding to his plans and what he's doing with the stock. And again, is being transparent with his portfolio about how much money he's up. Now, as of shooting this, Wall Street Journal says he's up 48% today, or $85 million in one day, which is insane. I think his total, he invested initially $50,000, and as of shooting this, his grand total on GME is like $289 million. Some insane return, right? Just because he was honest and he got a huge following and people liked him, they liked the stock. They just, basically this whole general movement was normal people like you and me giving the middle finger to these big banks and Wall Street firms that were so corrupt, and was able to manipulate the order flows and be able to manipulate people buying and selling behind the scenes with Robinhood and other brokers and things, and it bankrupted some really powerful people. So it caught the attention of Congress, it caught the attention of a lot of people on Wall Street who now are considering, in this case, Morgan Stanley is considering kicking Roaring Kitty off of E-Trade, which is one of their main platforms, because they're crying foul and they're crying that, oh, this is market manipulation. But you know what? How can it be market manipulation? They have no inside information. Roaring Kitty doesn't know, he doesn't have access to the order flow or the order books or anything like that. And this is them just being mad that someone's going to get short squeezed again on their end in Wall Street. And he has a loyal following, and people, the money, just follow the money, show where it's going. But what you want to have happen is people be aware that this is insane. Like, you can't cry foul and saying there's market manipulation because someone's posting transparently what they're doing on Reddit, on YouTube, and getting just people to buy into it and follow him. I mean, everyone's free to do what they want. I mean, it's a public, transparent thing that he's doing. Wall Street's freaking out. They don't want him to do it, and they're considering closing his E-Trade account due to quote-unquote market manipulation. Now, the reason they haven't done that yet is because he has such a massive following and a massive movement. E-Trade is going to lose all of the customers that ban him because they're so loyal to this guy because he was transparent. They made money going along with him. It was more of like a cultural movement and an ideology that kind of swept up this thing into something that's never been seen before. But it's really interesting that when Wall Street starts losing money, they're crying foul and they're crying market manipulation. It's our fault, right? So they have access to all this proprietary information. They know who's controlling the order books. They have insider information, and they never get caught. And the reason that Congress doesn't do anything is, number one, they're in on it. I mean, look at Nancy Pelosi's stock trades for one. It's insane what's going on there. There's just corruption at the highest level. But secondly, they're all donors. So you get all these rich people on Wall Street doing whatever they're going to do. No one goes to jail. No one gets held accountable. And the bottom line is Congress isn't incentivized to regulate because then their donation money goes away. Plus, they're all making money on insider information as well, while average people like you and me are getting screwed over. So I didn't come to you with just a rant about problems today. I actually came to you with a really decent solution. Now, I may be dreaming when I say that this solution may ever come to pass, but why not put every stock trade, every order flow, all the brokers, everything on the blockchain so it can be audited, it can be transparent? Because if you're obeying the law and you're not doing anything wrong, what do you have to hide? I also think they should do this with the federal budget for the United States and everything that Congress approves. Now, that last one is an idea that I heard from RFK Jr., who's running for president as an independent. And he said if he's elected, he's going to try to put everything from the federal budget, from what Congress approves, everything that's going on there directly on the blockchain so that citizens like you and I can regulate it. That's an interesting thing, and I would love if that happened. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but think about if we had every financial asset, everything that should be public facing being available on the blockchain. And if that were to happen, how that would change the behavior and how it would incentivize different actions from people that are in authority, in power, whether it be government, whether it be Wall Street, and how that would give an edge to people like you and me. Because if everyone has the same information, we're all playing on the same playing field, then anything can happen. Then things become fair. Then that's how you get closer and closer to a free market. But I know I'm probably dreaming. I think one day we're going to get someone who really understands this and really wants to make everything transparent, because if the government is working for us, the people, and they're not working for corporations, or they're not in bed together or in cahoots together, then everyone has a fighting chance. And I think so many people feel disenfranchised because they know that they were lied to about everything in their lives over the past 4 to 5 years. I'm not going to go into specifics, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And then you get crap like this from Morgan Stanley and Wall Street that are just mad that they're losing money to this guy. And they're mad that they don't have a stronghold on the power of the markets, because Wall Street is like a little boys club, and this boring kitty guy is somehow banding together a bunch of strangers on the internet to bring down these firms. It's almost like dumb money 2.0. But if you really think about it, it's like an interesting concept to where they're freaking out because this guy's making a ton of money, to the point where they're like, well, we want to shut you down. But they understand that they can't shut him down, because if they do, then they're going to lose a bunch of money and a bunch of customers who are loyal to this guy. Same with Robinhood, same with any other platform where people trade stocks and bonds and mutual funds and so on and so forth. Getting back to how this relates to crypto. So this is just what's going on recently today, and it's all over financial Twitter, it's all over the news. But how this relates to crypto specifically is, if you're unaware, there actually is a GME ticker, a meme coin, if you will, that was created on the Solana blockchain. And this has risen actually over 150% in the past week, whereas the actual real GME stock only rose 100% over the last week. Just goes to show you that you can potentially make a lot more money in crypto than you can in the actual stock market. And it's just interesting to me that, people are catching on. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, it's risky to go with either GME in the stock market or GME in the crypto world just because there's a bunch of hype. That's just, in my opinion, a crowded trade. Whoever set up that meme coin is, in my opinion, it's not going to end well. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I think that if there's a way for people to trust the meme coin and this continues happening where Roaring Kitty's making posts on Twitter and they're buying and he's transparent about everything that he's doing and everyone's goal is to just give a big FU to the system, then that's part of the revolution that I want to be on. With that being said, I don't own GME stock. I don't own GME, any crypto. I'm just fascinated by what's going on with this entire system, and I'm fascinated with how just a regular guy was able to turn $50,000 into almost $300 million just by the fact that he was able to rally around people on Reddit and on YouTube and just being transparent and showing how that pays off. It turned into this huge phenomenon where people just really want to follow someone that is in on like, hey, we're getting screwed right now. This system is completely rigged. It's completely unfair. How do we do that? And if everyone does it, if everyone bands together, most people don't realize that there's more of us than there is them. So when you really get that and you get people to align on that, we can take down all of the quote-unquote authorities, whether that be government, whether that be Wall Street. I mean, we've already proven that could happen. If you go watch the movie, he bankrupted people. And there, basically almost everyone I know lost trust in Robinhood because they basically got caught. And again, if you watch the movie, it'll go into depth on that. And it's actually very entertaining. I highly recommend it. But it's interesting that after 3 years of going dead, after being subpoenaed by Congress, he's back. And there is speculation that someone else owns his account, that there may be somebody else behind this. I don't personally believe that, but anything's possible. All of this to say is just be aware of what's going on. Be aware of how to protect yourself. If you get FOMO or you come into these crazes, and if you want to do it just to be a part of the movement and be a part of the cultural phenomenon, and you're okay if the money that you invest eventually goes to zero, I'm all for it. Absolutely. As long as you have that understanding that it's not necessarily about making money, although that could be a side effect, that you just want to be a part of this movement because everyone's just so sick and tired of the government and Wall Street and all these big corporations taking advantage of us. 100% on board. I'm with you all the way. Same with the crypto coin that's now traded on Solana not too long ago, just to sort of capitalize on this hype and stuff. But with all of that being said, understand your risks, understand holding the private keys, and when new meme coins pop up, because this is a huge trend that's going on right now, I mean, there are thousands of meme coins, and some of them get momentum and some of them don't. Understand with high risk comes high reward, and in my opinion, meme coins are very high risk. You can make money or you could lose everything. Treat it like a casino. Treat it like you're going to Vegas and you're putting all your money on black, and whatever happens, happens. It's like a flipping of a coin. The odds are probably stacked against you, but that does not mean that you can't make money. It's all possible. It's all part of a system that can be done. And so looking at this, I'm fascinated by the story. That's why I wanted to talk about it. If you choose to go check out that movie, if you haven't, definitely worth your time, especially like me, if you watched the movie back in 2015 called The Big Short that exposed everything that happened with Wall Street and how the big 2008 financial crisis happened. This is like the same exact style of that, but for the GME or GameStop saga, and it goes into depth and it's really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Again, this is a new channel. I have my main Crypto Renegade channel. This is Crypto Renegade Updates, where I want to do more unscripted, unfiltered thoughts about what's going on a more up-to-date basis. I'm still going to keep that other channel for my crypto hardware wallet reviews and security-based videos. Go ahead and subscribe there. Please subscribe here, like, share it with your friends. I'd like to post here, at least 3 times a week, but if there's enough demand or reception, I will double that and do it 6 times a week. Go ahead and vote with your time and with your views. It's all free, but I appreciate all of you listening to me, and I want to add value to you guys. So if you have any questions or any topics you want covered, things that you see popping up, please let me know, because I want to help and give my time back now that I'm kind of settled in this new, we'll call it community, mountain community. If it sounds like I'm out of breath while I'm walking, it's because I'm still adjusting to living at 10,000 feet elevation. Oxygen's very thin up here, but I'm getting in better shape and being able to kind of do all of these things at once. But if you like the video, please let me know, comment, be honest. If you want more in-depth information, if there's any specific topic, let me know. And then go ahead and click on your screen to see my most recent video about Bitcoin liquidity. If you don't want to wait for my next one, Crypto Renegade out.